So I want you to understand that the devil is into your brands. You ought to be careful. Whatever is in the world is aimed at one area only, to remove light from you. And light is energy. When they say God is light, people don't get what they are saying. They're saying he's fire. Because where you see light, you see energy. And where you see energy, you see heat. So when you talk about light, you're talking about heat. Somebody can say, prophet, it doesn't really matter what I wear. You might be right, and we're not going that direction, but I just want you to see something very, very important. Are you still here? I want to go to Proverbs.
Proverbs 7, verse 6. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement and beheld among the simple ones. I discerned among the youth a young man void of understanding. Verse number 8. Passing through the street near a corner, and he went the way to a house. Verse number 9. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. Verse number 10. And behold, there met him a woman.
A woman.
With the attire.
With the attire of a harlot, of a prostitute. Now the problem is, and the sorrow of heart. Now notice here, the problem with the Bible here does not tell us what type of attire a prostitute. So what if we are wearing these attires without understanding? In Romans 12:2. In fact, verse number 1. Verse number 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, and that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable sacrifice. Reasonable. Not even the best, just reasonable. And be not conformed to this world. Oh, but you have not told us. Where we read, you have not told us what the attire of a harlot is. Leviticus 18-19. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Is that correct? Yes, that you should not what? You should not avenge anyone, according to the Bible. Nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And the signs, you might think this is George from Angola. He says, I am the Lord. So we know it is. Let's go. You shall keep my what? My rules, my statutes. Thou shalt not let cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with a mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come unto thee. Mingled linen came in 2003. A Jewish scientist, a doctor, realized that a human body has got frequency energy of 100. Exactly. I don't know if you're getting this. Rayon and Siruk have lower than 75. Okay? A dead body is 15.
15?
And if you mix Rayon and Siruk and weigh it with linen, you are on less than 15. That means you have the frequency energy of more than a dead person. Frequencies are used by the devil to steal positive frequencies and turn them to zero frequencies or less than a human body. Ephesians 3:19. I want to show you something.
And to know the love of Christ, which passeth knowledge.
Now hear this. So it says to know, alega von keke, to ginosko. All right? To ginosko, which passeth gnosis. To ginosko, the love of God, which passes, which goes beyond gnosis. Gnosis, gnosko. The word gnosis there as knowledge is science.
Science, like science.
That means when the love of God has gone beyond, we hit frequencies that are higher than 100. So wool alone, organic wool alone, is on 5,000. So if I wear 100% wool, I'm on 5,000 from my 100. So imagine, That's even before you get the supernatural dose. Just as a human being.
Without the supernatural.
Yes. If you wear linen, you're on 5,000. It's already gone up. But if you mix the two, you're on 0. So I want you to understand that the devil is into your brands. Deuteronomy 23:17. And I want to show you something.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite.
No, a sodomite of the sons of Israel. That means God is against his people becoming lesbians and gays.
Yeah.
All right? And 1 Kings 22:46.
And the remnant of the sodomites, which remained in the days of his father Asa, he took out of the land.
Now, we're talking about gays and what?
And
Lesbians. But most people concentrate on that without realizing there is another type of person God doesn't want. 1 Corinthians 6, verse number 9. 1 Corinthians 6, verse number 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous, right? Or not right? Inherit the kingdom of God. Nor what? Fornicators. Nor what?
No idolaters.
Idolaters,
No adulterers.
And this is the word. That means adulterer, number 1. But that means exactly what he is saying is, who is faithless toward God, the ungodly. That's what it means, that word. Nor effeminate. A man who acts like he's a female. I'm going to make a list so that you understand. Mark Jacobs, McQueen, John Paul Gaultier, Giorgio Armani, Valentino, Michael Kors, Christian Louboutin. Are you getting here?
Yes.
Olivia Rosteng, Stefano Gabbana, Dominica Dolce, Calvin Klein, Simon Pott Jacquemus, Telva Clemens, Daniel Rosberry, Gianni Versace, Joan Guglielmo, Karl Lagerfeld, Christian Dior, Tom Brown, Nicholas Gosek, Jonathan Anderson, Christophe Balenciaga, Alessandro Michel, Thierry Magla, Alexander Wang. Do you want me to keep continuing? Do you recognize these brands?
Yes, sir.
All gays. Let's start with Nike. That Nike logo was actually designed by a student. All right? But Nike is actually the goddess, Greek goddess of victory. It's a Greek goddess of victory. So when you wear it, that shoe is dedicated to who? To the goddess of victory. Now, the founder of Nike might not care. But whether you care about it or you do not, the devil is involved in the detail. 1 Corinthians 14:10. 1 Corinthians 14:10. There are, it may be, so many kinds of voices in the world. But none of them is without signification. Then we go to Versace. That is called the Medusa. All right? There were brothers playing in one of their old, Orient locations, and they saw that first there. And it inspired something. Because that thing would develop into, your hair would turn into what? Into snakes. But if you would look at it, it was so enchanting according to the myth. This is a Greek kind of mythological figure. That you'd look at her, and what would come out of you is you turn into stone. Because it was so enchanting. It will fill you with the lust that you turn into. So the design then was, I create clothes that will fill you with lust. That you can't look away. Now we have what is called the Gucci, which is Dionysus collection. It is Olympian god of wine.
The god of wine.
Of alcohol and religious ecstasy and madness.
Madness.
If you look at the lines that are coming in, you will find things like they are now writing eschatology. Yeah, it's there now. What they're doing is they're writing about the end of the world now, but people don't know that their clothes are now being written end of the world. It seems as if even they know that is the end of the world.
It's the end of the world.
That snake is actually the snake of knowledge. I don't want you to understand these things and to misunderstand them. I just want you to read your book of Genesis and see what the devil was peddling to Adam and Eve for you to understand what is the snake of knowledge. I want to go to Timberland. I want to show you their logo. Now, you see that logo there?
Yes.
It has got hanging branches. You notice it's cut.
Yes.
You see, it's a very, very queer tree. This is, remember, like I said, I put a disclaimer. This is their research that I'm presenting to you. All right? Now, I want you to put another logo so that they know. Do you see that?
Wow.
Yes. It was actually created at a time where they were killing black people. I don't know if you're getting this. And guess what? Our rappers, black rappers, wear timbal.
Yes.
And some of you are watching me right now wearing it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm by no means saying don't wear these clothes. I'm saying be aware what they are trying to do.
Yes.
And while you can wear, mix this and mix that, mix wool, mix linen, mix whatever you want to mix, rayon and silk, mix anything you want to mix. As long as you know one thing, you and God are really together in a relationship, and that doesn't affect anything. But if you are carnal, you might be Christian by name, then the Old Testament, which is the law, should work on you. That means there are energies being removed from you.
A good news world with Uebert Angel, provoking a reaction and always worth hearing.